A lunatic in beauty. A five-dimensional upgraded being. With a selfish gene that captures both beauty and acting ability. A winner of trophies. Selena, the protagonist of all these descriptions, is one of the most prominent actresses of her generation who possesses matchless beauty and impeccable acting skills. Her performances on stage and screen were always riveting, and she had a natural talent for bringing even the most complex characters to life. People looked up to Selena not just for her beauty and fame, but also for the person she was. Top star Co Rin-Ha, English name Selena. For me too. Why, this? A fragmented voice can heard as someone sounds struggling to speak. It was from Selena, who seems to be in the middle of the snow, groaning about her body aching and is also cold. Wait, it's cold? Selena thought and is confused. She looks ragged as she is laying down in the snow. A mountain. Selena, who is still processing what is happening, thought, why is she in a mountain covered in snow? Selena began observing her surroundings and discovers that she is in a snowy forest. With her light clothing that is apparently out in place, no wonder Selena is getting cold. 2 hours ago. It was still in the middle of a hot midday. A van is parked near the cliff. Cameras, chairs, and other stuff are already prepared for a scene shooting. The set had been meticulously designed to reflect the mood and tone of the scene. Despite the manager's suggestion of doing a body double, Selena shook her head with a smile, as she said that she needs to work harder this year to earn more trophies. She felt like she was burning with tension, but she did not want to show it. Selena relaxed with a deep breath and reaffirmed herself since she has done a couple of tests with all the safeguards before doing the cliff scene. She was scared but believed it is safe. Snap! It happened in a flash. There was a gust of wind, very unexpected. A safety device was pulled out of the rapid wind. The body of Selena, which lost its balance, flew into the air and started falling down the cliff. Selena tried to reach out for hand as her manager was shouting, but it was too late. Selena was bewildered. A forest should not have been here since she jumped into the sea from a cliff with no tree. Moreover, the raw and biting wind dug into her thin clothes when it was clearly summer. Have I been hurt so badly that I can't even recognize my surroundings? Selena forced herself to raise her body. She was in better shape than she thought. As she sat up and looked around, she could see a scene that was more incomprehensible. All she could see was just trees, leaves, stones, and mountains. If there was a hidden camera, she would have known beforehand. Now that she was a skilled actor, she could tell what happened just by depicting the atmosphere in the set. But today, there was a serious shooting scene. Furthermore, there could not be such suspicious hidden cameras planned, because they were illegal for a great actress like her. Incoming footsteps can be heard as it is getting louder and louder. Selena reacted quickly but is astonished by what she saw. The noise was not from someone but from something. It was a monster. But a monster was a monster. It was as big and tall as a building. It had a structure like that of a crocodile and a dragon with split skin all over its body. Grr! The sharp claws on the hoofed feet raised by the monster flew towards Selena. Of course, it didn't warn Selena by saying, "I'm attacking now." As confused as she is, Selena gasped for breath as she tried to dodge instinctively. However, her attempts are useless since the monster, which is stronger and faster, leaps and catches up to her. A white light slashes through. Suddenly, there was a gust of wind. Instead of the splitting pain, the terrifying sound of leather tearing penetrated her ears. Selena opened her eyes, surprised. She could see the night sky with 3 moons gleaming. The dark blue sky was divided into a sharp silver. The monster was slashed. The grotesque screams of the monster resounded. She could not get up as she had sprained herself. Selena raised her head, looking at the monster. Then, she noticed, in front of her was a man with his cloak fluttering in the wind. The mixture of swords that cut through the air reflected the moonlight as they sparkled silver. A mysterious man who carved a monster into a meatball. He can't be an actor. That feeling never comes with acting. That was a real monster, and this man really seemed powerful. The man who smashed the being approached Selena bit by bit. Selena could not say anything as she was intimidated by an unbelievable situation a while ago. Selena struggled to pull up her sedentary body. Her legs were shaking with shock. The silver-haired man who was slowly approaching her opened his mouth. However, Selena could not understand any of the man's words. The man kept talking, but Selena is not able to understand what he is talking about. What? She had a bad feeling. There were all kinds of stories in the world. Many of them were about a dimensional shift. More importantly, Selena has been to every corner of the world because of her career, but the language in which the man spoke wasn't of any country she knew. Chills ran down through her spine. A place and weather that does not add up, a monster that's still unbelievable. And the man in front of her eyes. No way! Dimensional shift. No way! All these do not explain anything. Selena couldn't believe it. Moreover, there is no one in the world who looked like him. White skin like the moon and grayish hair and eyes. It was a mysterious color that could not be produced with dyeing and lenses. But Selena thought that this only happens in novels and movies. This confirmed the doubt. This was a different world. She got goosebumps all over her forearms and neck. While Selena is still contemplating things, the man extended his hand to her. He saved her life, but still, Selena was suspicious of his intentions. Selena hesitated to reach out to him. But on second thought, Selena decided that it was better to just listen to him quietly, because she did not know how many more monsters were still lurking in the shadows. Selena reached out her hand to him. The man took a metal ring out of his pocket and put it on the wrist of Selena. A slender metal bracelet was tightened to fit a slender forearm. What the hell? Selena looked down at her wrist and muttered casually. "Wow, what is this?" she uttered out awkwardly. Every word she uttered popped out into a strange language. As she looked up at the man reflexively, he lifted his head in a flimsy way. Selena was copying the words of what the man said. As Selena begins to understand the words which the man spoke, it is working. Selena could hear all the words of the man. Only then did she come to her senses after hearing the man's cold voice. Now that she has moved to another dimension, there might be tools that can help in the interpretations. A translation device. Where are we? Who am I? Selena asked. The man shifted his gaze at Selena and asked instead of answering. Would you even know where this is? The man asked. I wouldn't, Selena replied. And I think you can answer your second question, the man continued. That's true. Selena realized that it was a dumb question to ask. Based on the circumstances, I guess I am a human being from a different world. I suppose so. The man was not very surprised at the dimensional shift. The fact that he calmly fitted an interpreter on her wrist and unsurprised reaction showed that he was familiar with this situation. The man's nonchalant and indifferent attitude indicates that he already encountered these types of situation before. By any chance, are there a lot of people who cross over between worlds? That's what it looks like. Their conversation continued as Selena tries to grasp the situation at hand. Every few years, we find a body or some skeleton, but it's the first time that someone is alive. Ha ha ha, that was a very creepy explanation. Selena laughed nervously. Selena complained internally about the man. The man might have finished the beast, but he started cleaning up the mess by wiping the dirt away from the monster with an air of indifference, as if one had forgotten that Selena was present. She wondered if there was any other beast like this, but she had to stay close to the man until she assured her safety. Selena approached him in a gentle manner, wearing an actress smile that he can't refuse even if he wants to. So, are you a knight, or someone who fights monsters here? The man giggled, but this dropped the ambient temperature further. He looks scary when he laughs, Selena exclaimed in her thoughts. Selena thought that the man fits the description of a northern duke. As an avid romance fantasy reader, Selena began recalling the characteristics of a fictitious northern duke. A cold expression without an ounce of friendliness, and a chilly-looking appearance which will make you feel like freezing. Combat skills that can send monsters flying in a single blow, and rudeness that treats people of all ages and races the same. These are characteristics of a typical male character of the romance fantasy genre in novels. I am Kalcion Lenbird, the leader of the Lenbird family. The Master of the North and the Duke of the Ark. The man revealed his identity with a calm look and elegance fitting of the status of a duke. The Northern Duke Kalcion Lenbird. Wow, he was actually the Duke of the North. Selena was amazed of how sharp her intuition was. She had been told that her intuition was sharp, but she did not know it would be this accurate. Selena introduced herself to Kalcion while hiding her original Korean name, since it will stand out too much and that they may have difficulty in pronouncing it. Fortunately, Kalcion did not have any difficulty in pronouncing it. Selena smiled and stretched out her hand, as if she was dealing with someone she met for the first time. She wondered if she should be polite to him as he was a duke, but she did not know what this world's etiquette was like, and most of all, she was not his subordinate. But Kalcion grabbed her hand and afterwards, his lips were already touching Selena's hand. Selena was so surprised that she could not say anything. Her mouth became stiff. This should not have been surprising to her as this act was quite common in the world she used to live. It was occasional for her as she had to greet foreigners at an awards ceremony or at a similar event. However, it was surprising when a person like the Northern Duke, who seemed to be good only at cutting things, did this naturally. The greeting was short and concise, just a formality, if you tell me. Kalcion raised his head and smiled curiously. Selena blushed at the unexpected move by the cold Duke. Maybe she was still lightheaded on the previous situation. Well, Selena only received such type of greeting when she is acting and doing ceremonies, and she thought that she was only extending her hand for a handshake. Unfortunately, she was mistaken, since even greetings seem to differ between worlds. It seems that you are a commoner, but what you showed was a noble spirit. Kalcion said it since the clothes Selena was wearing now were the same clothes she wore on set. The role she was playing looks like a tragic heroine who collapsed in poverty. There was no distinction and hierarchy in the place where I lived. We are all equal. Kalcion seemed disappointed and lost for words from Selena's answer. By any chance, did you want me to be an aristocrat? That way, you will be more useful to me. Somehow, an ominous foreboding flashed through her. She was going to find out the reason why she was rescued. What happens if I am useless? This question deepened Kalcion's smile, but Selena felt goosebumps. Suddenly, she felt an instinctive fear towards his smile. She did not have a chance of appreciating it. If you want to go down the mountain alive, you will have to be useful. If not, you can go by yourself. Kalcion threatened Selena to prove her worth. This was a deep mountain where monsters lived. Selena could understand this was a danger zone where people could not know when, where, and how they would die if Kalcion isn't present. Selena did not have any other choice. Will Selena be able to continue to prove her usefulness to the cold Duke? Or will she be thrown away and unable to survive in this new world she transmigrated into? That's all, folks. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment down below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be posting more videos about good reads you may like, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you soon.